Actually, when I was little, I always thought that I was going to be a medical doctor, right? That's a dream that I had because I did science. But then I went to the university, took accounting. It was interesting to me. I had a bachelor's degree. When I came here, just decided to go with it, do my CPA, and I don't regret it one bit, right? Because I get the opportunity to help people make their lives better.
Thank you all for joining us on another edition of Iwing Marketplace Chit Chat, where we give the opportunities for entrepreneurs to talk about themselves and what they're doing. Right here with me, we have Claude. He's all the way in San Antonio, Texas. Thanks for joining us, Claude.
Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure. So why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself for people who haven't met you or who don't know about you yet.
Thank you, Ivan. Before I introduce myself, I want to say a mighty thank you to you for giving this opportunity, especially for Afro entrepreneurs, to advertise with you on Iwing Marketplace and tell your audience and every other person, about their services. A little bit about me. I'm originally from Cameroon, in Central Africa. Now I reside in the United States. I've been here for almost 10 years now. And what I do is I set up a consulting company that is in charge of financial advice, right? That take care of your taxes, both preparation, tax planning strategies, tax mitigation strategies. And then we give you advice on life insurance, so in terms of what you may need, and then IRS representation, estate planning, and all of that. So you can think about us as a one-stop shop for all your financial solutions.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. And did you always know that you're going to become like an accountant when you were little?
That's a good question. No, actually, when I was little, I always thought that I was going to be a medical doctor, right? That's a dream that I had because I did science. But then I went to the university, took accounting. It was interesting to me. I had a bachelor's degree. When I came here, just decided to go with it, do my CPA, and I don't regret it one bit, right? Because I get the opportunity to help people make their lives better.
Wow, talking about helping people, most of our audience are like small business owners. That's from hair braiders to makeup artists to caterers and stuff like that. Do you cater for those people as far as, taxes are concerned, or, your other services like starting a business?
Of course, yes. So my services, I provide them to everybody. So individuals, businesses, be it small or large, trusts, non-profits, everybody. So I help with tax preparation, of course, business registration as well. We help you set up your business, help you pick the structure that's best for tax purposes, depending on what you want to do, right? So I help everybody across the board. Not that I'm a jack of all trades, no, but from a financial perspective, I help everybody across the board, businesses, small, large, everything.
Wow, that's amazing, man. I like what you're doing. I like that you're supporting, small businesses, not only looking, because most of the time people think, people get CPA and then they work for only big corporate organizations. So I really like that you're working with our local community. That's really fabulous. But
Thank you.
You're welcome. So how there's this PPP going on? And that's something I wanted to expatiate on, because so many people don't know if they are qualified or not, or how they can apply. Is that something you offer?
Yes, definitely. So I offer that to everybody, whether you're an existing client of mine or not. You can contact me, and our Instagram page is there, and my number is also public. You can contact me, and I'll help you go through that. But yes, it's the law and the rules and the guidance from Congress is so broad that a lot of people qualify and they don't even know that they qualify. So even if you're a sole proprietor, you operate a business that you haven't registered, you can still qualify. If you're an independent contractor, you work for somebody, but you don't receive what they call a W-2, you can still qualify for that, right? So there's a lot of guidance on there and a lot of complexity that people really try to avoid. But yes, I give that service in the PPP loan. For those who don't know, the PPP is the Paycheck Protection Program, and it's part of the coronavirus package that Congress recently passed. So definitely, a lot of businesses have suffered because of COVID, right? But that's there to help them. So please reach out to me. or reach out to any CPA, but make sure that they know what they're doing so they can guide you and try to get you to get the help that you need for your business.
Okay, that's really nice. And Bell Beauty Supply, the lady who owns the Amazon when it comes to beauty product, you can find everything in her platform. So she's asking that the PPP is it a loan? Are you supposed to pay back the loan?
Yes, that's a great question. Thanks, Bell Beauty, for bringing that up. So the PPP loan is forgivable. So PPP, the Paycheck Protection Program, you are supposed to use it for certain designated purposes. Majority of it you need to use to pay your employees, so to retain them, right? So that you don't lay them off. So if you have to lay them off, then you use that loan to pay some of their salaries to retain them, and some of it you can also pay for your utilities or your mortgage or rent. If you use it for those designated purposes, and you can show proof that you use the funds for those purposes, then all of the amount, if you took 100,000, 150,000 loan, it can be forgiven in its entirety. But if you use it for other purposes, so maybe to pay other loans or do some other thing that's not outlined among those three things that I mentioned, or you cannot show proof that you actually used it for your payroll, then you're going to have to pay back the loan. So that's the guidance there. And again, whoever helped you to apply can help you apply for the forgiveness and submit the documentation. So if that's something that I did for you, then I'll definitely take care of that for you. And then, yes, it is forgivable depending on it. So I hope that Bell Beauty does hear that answer.
Thanks for answering her question. And this is the tax period. Yeah. I know people are waiting for that tax return. So, but how is your tax service different from others?
Yes, great question. Thank you so much. Now, what I do with my taxes is a lot of places where you go to prepare your taxes, you go in, they ask for your documents, you show them, they'll input it and say, hey, here's your estimate, you'll get this if you accept the file. For me, I go beyond that, right? I'll tell you, hey, from your income bracket, I think this is what you should do next year to reduce your taxes. I think this is what you should do to kind of, increase more money that you keep for yourself. So I go beyond that and provide advice. So that extra touch that I give is why a great percentage of my clients are referrals, right? Because it's word of mouth. They hear that, they see what I've done, and then they refer to other people. And just with your permission, Ivan, I saw Bell Beauty, she had another question in terms of if you don't have employees, can you qualify for the PPP? Yes, if you do not have employees, you can definitely qualify. If you only have contractors, yes, you can qualify. You just count yourself as the employee, and then we can go ahead and still submit some paperwork and have you qualify for that loan, right? So I just wanted to provide that.
Wow, thanks so much. Thanks so much. It shows like you really pay attention to detail for you to actually be reading the comment and giving this, vital information at the same time. Kudos to you, man.
Thank you.
You're doing well. So, but let's talk about IRS, man. The IRS is something that we are all trying to, avoid in our life, But have you settled a dispute on behalf of a client with the IRS before?
Sure. Thanks a lot for bringing that, Ivan. They say that the IRS is the most aggressive collector in the world. So if you owe them, they can garnish everything, including your assets, right? So yes. Part of the things that I do, because I am a licensed certified public accountant, I have the mandate to represent my clients in case they have an audit or in case they receive a letter from the IRS. So when them before the IRS and needed to reduce that tax liability by finding a common middle ground, right? So I would encourage you, if you get a letter from the IRS, please do not panic. Reach out to me, or reach out to any CPA, make sure that he or she is qualified to represent you. In most cases, when people are licensed, they are either as a CPA or enrolled agent, they can represent you. So please make sure that you do not panic. Reach out to someone. Let's take care of it for you. Reach out to me. Let's make your life easy.
Okay, I have this one question, and this is to help the young people, who just got their first jobs and they're going to be filing for their first time. So what advice do you have for them?
Yes, definitely. And usually when you file, a lot of people, you come to the US and you're not eligible to file yet. Depending on how you came, maybe you don't have a social and all that, but you get your first job, you're excited. I would say this, do not try to go, do it by yourself. If you have the least doubt, please reach out to somebody. A lot of these things are inexpensive, right? Like for me, I can file your taxes for a zero down. You don't pay me anything immediately. When your tax refund comes, we can take care of it. But reach out for that advice. That's very important, especially when it's your first time that you're filing. I think it's great. If you know somebody who has done it and can advise you, that's good. But definitely do not try to go on it by your own, because ignorance of the law, it's definitely no excuse, right? So
Wow,
let's help you with that.
that's a good one. That's a good one. And I'm happy you're a financial advisor, because we have some pertinent things in the community right now, like as far as insurance is concerned. So many people in our community now, like one of my aunt called me the other day, I was talking about life insurance, like if they should get it or not, but she doesn't really have a stable job. So do you think it's advisable for someone without a stable job to apply for a life insurance?
That's an awesome question, especially for our community, right? A lot of us don't have life insurance. When somebody dies, we have to do GoFundMe to transport their corpse back home. That's really not. So there are cheap life insurance products. You can get one for even $20, $30, depending on the coverage that you want to have. However, when you enter into a life insurance contract, right? If you pay one time, 2 times, that's good. But if you go away from, if you stop paying it, so if you don't pay, in most life insurance companies, if you don't pay the premium for 2, 3 months, 4 months, they will drop you from the coverage, right? So you would have to reapply to have the coverage. But if you really don't have a source of income, you don't have a way to have money monthly, at the end of the day, it's not a good idea, because you'll not be able to pay for it, because the ability to pay is important, right? So definitely you should think about it, talk to a professional about it. They can guide you in a lot of these ways, and maybe see also a way to help you set up a small business where you can get something and be able to obtain the life insurance.
That's the best advice you can give. I mean, that's wonderful, giving a solution, not only just talking about the problem in general. That is wonderful.
Indeed.
I really like that. So, but I mean, you are very knowledgeable. There's no doubt about that, in terms of, financial, like a financial advisor, and you do tax as well. How can people contact you if they want to do their taxes? And are your clients all over the 50 states, or only limited to Houston or San Antonio or Texas?
Perfect. Thank you so much for that. So I have a website, CLZ250.com. If you go on there, click on, contact us. It sends me an email directly, and it comes to me, and I can contact you. Otherwise, you can go on my Instagram page. We are CLZ, we_R_CLZ, and then you can contact us through there. Also, my number is public, right? So it comes directly to me. I do not have a secretary, at least not yet. So it comes directly to me, and then you can book directly. Now, my clients are all over. A great bulk of my clients are not in my city. So I usually set up virtual appointments with them where we go over the information. Then they send it to me via a secure email, to fight against identity theft and all of that. And then we're able to do that. And I'm licensed to do taxes in all the 50 states of the US, right? So it's not just Texas, all the 50 states of the US, both individual and company taxes. I do it in all the 50 states, and business registration in all 50 states as well. So definitely, if you have any of those needs, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. Let's take off the burden and make your life easy.
Wow, that's really good. And guys, you're listening. It doesn't matter where you are. If you're in Atlanta and you need a good CPA, this is the guy to contact. Just get in touch with Claude, and your problems will be solved. So before we go, I always like, people like you who've gone through the experience and are doing well, to give advice to our young generation, that are, just recent graduate or just moved to the US, and they're thinking of starting a job, starting a business, or getting their first job. What advice do you have for the young people?
Thank you so much, Ivan. That's a great question, because I remember when I came to the US, right? I think I was a lawyer, a medical doctor, a pharmacist, all in my head before I even started school. So that's when you know that, it's good, because you have all types of advice from, depending on what has worked for each person. They'll tell you, hey, go do because they are a pharmacist. Another one will say, go do nursing because they're a nurse. So all the intentions are great. It's just what they've gone through, and it has worked for them. So at the end of the day, what I will say to anybody who is new here is, have courage, have temerity, realize what you ultimately want to do, because it is your life. Take charge of it, right? You will have tons and tons of advice. Somebody will say, go do this, go do this. That's okay. That's the path that they took and it worked for them. But ultimately, you need to take all of that, soak it in, and ask yourself, what do I want to do? What do I want to be? What do I want to be remembered for? Right? You can start a job. Ultimately, if you want to set up your own business, start it on the side, do it side by side. But by all means, be courageous and do not doubt yourself, because self-doubt is generally what kills a lot of dreams.
Wow, wow, wow. Self-doubt kills a lot of dream. And on this note, thank you, Claude, for joining us today. I hope we're going to be having you back sometime. This was a very good session. You gave a lot of gems, a lot of real good, vital information. Thank you for joining us again, Claude.
Thank you, Ivan. Thank you for having me, and thanks for all you do for the African community.
My pleasure. Thank you, Bell Beauty Supply. Thank you, Clarice. Thank you, Henry Edimo. Thank you, Real Ashu. Thank you, Joe Barra. I mean, I'm so grateful for your support. I mean, when we see you supporting us like this, it gives us the zeal to want to do more. Thank you all. Keep supporting businesses on Iwing Marketplace, especially the caterers, especially the people doing snacks like Accra banana, fish pie, and stuff like that. Just order those things, you know, test it out and eat at home, you know, so money can circulate in the hands of our small business vendors on Iwing Marketplace. Thank you all for watching again, and we are out. Good.